Thank you very much, Mr. President. Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Dr. Narendra Raval Guru, Chairman of Deski Group of Companies, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our brothers and sisters, the great people of Uganda, Hamjambo. Yoga osi kere ingarete osi emuria koliae. It is my singular honor to preside over the launch, together with my elder brother, President Museveni, on the launch of the vertical integrated steel industry project here in Tororo, eastern Uganda. We convene here not just to convene a factory or commission a factory, but we usher in a new, audacious chapter in Africa's industrialization ambition. This project is the outcome of visionary leadership, daring entrepreneurship, and enduring partnership between the private sector and our two governments. It reflects a collective commitment to sustainable development, regional integration, and the pursuit of transformative impact for our present and future generations. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to congratulate you on this remarkable milestone and to commend your steadfast commitment to industrialization and championing transformative investments. The testimony by the chair of DEFCI Group of Companies of your commitment, of your encouragement, of your foresight on the establishment of this investment is a clear testimony of your leadership in our region. Mr. President, I recall with profound appreciation the discussion we have held on this project since its inception, and most recently during your official visit to Kenya in July this year. In the spirit of our enduring friendship and brotherhood, we reaffirmed our shared commitment to bringing into fruition and to jointly presiding over its commissioning that we do here today. I equally commend my brother and friend, His Excellency Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, whose enduring advocacy for regional integration within the East African community has provided the enabling environment for projects like this one to thrive. And as Guru has said, there is a joint commitment by the government of Kenya, the government of Uganda, and Rwanda to continuously encourage investments that are transnational and that are regional, like this one. As a region and a community, we recognize that the sum of our collective strength far exceeds the power of an individual nation. It is this shared understanding that anchors our commitment to our cooperation in the East African community. Kenya's support for this project reflects its broader ambition to anchor regional industrial integration within the framework of the East African community. This commitment underpins Kenya's vision of a connected and competitive region where value addition, shared infrastructure, and coordinated industrial policies drive sustainable growth and the transformation of our region. By fostering cross-border collaboration in strategic sectors such as steel manufacturing, Kenya seeks to enhance regional sufficiency, promote intra-Africa trade, and strengthen the foundation for collective prosperity under the East Africa Industrialization Strategy. This project will provide jobs for our young people, build new value chains for small and medium enterprises, and create opportunities that extend far beyond Uganda's borders. Already, the Tororo facility currently employs more than 400 workers, with plans to increase workforce within the company to 20,000 by 2027 across our East African operations. Beyond direct job creation, it will open vast opportunities for companies within the East African community, particularly in transport, in energy, in construction, and service sectors through cross-border supply contracts and strategic joint ventures. I take this opportunity to express Kenya's pride in celebrating the vision and enterprise of Dr. Narendra Raval, a distinguished Kenyan industrialist and investor whose commitment, focus, and determination have been instrumental in bringing this industry to life. You remember, Mr. President, that when I introduced Dr. Guru to you, I told you that he is a man who keeps his word. I have worked with him in Kenya. He has made huge investments in our country. 2 years ago, I opened a factory in West Pokot where he had invested $400 million. I broke ground a year ago in Taita Taveta, the facility where he had invested $150 million. In January, we will be launching the largest clinker facility in Kitui County in Kenya, which will also have an investment of $370 million. To say that is to tell the people of this great country that in Dr. Narendra Raval, you have a committed East African, a man who is ready to meet his or to match his word with his deed. He is one person I have told the people of Kenya, and I will tell us as East Africans, that we must first and foremost believe in ourselves. Very few people can invest the kind of investment that Raval is putting in our region. It takes a man with commitment. It takes a patriot. It takes a person who understands that this investment goes beyond profits and money. It goes to the bottom of humanity, creating opportunities for work for millions of young people, creating opportunities for enterprises, micro, small, and medium enterprises, transporters, business people working in the cement and steel industry. It supports our transformation agenda in our region. And I believe that with the kind of support that we are lending, not just Dr. Raval, but investors, indigenous investors from our region, we will get our region to move in the direction that we've always wanted. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the steel sector in Africa has become increasingly pivotal in fueling economic progress throughout the continent, with a strong emphasis on bolstering infrastructure, advancing industrialization, and ensuring and enhancing value-added manufacturing. The industry is instrumental in shaping Africa's economic trajectory. Africa's steel market reached a volume of 39.5 million tons in 2024 and is expected to hit a projected volume of 52 million tons by 2034, driven by bolstering infrastructure and advancing industrialization. Our countries are uniquely positioned to make a considerable leap in the regional and international steel market. The journey towards harnessing our steel production capacity not only highlights our abundant mineral resources, especially in iron ore, but also reflects a shifting policy environment and investment landscape aimed at unlocking these resources. With an estimated 20 to 25 billion tons of proven and probable iron ore reserves, Sub-Saharan Africa possesses the natural resources needed not only to meet its rapidly growing domestic demand, but also to position itself as a major global exporter. The establishment of the Tororo steel industry sends a very powerful message that our countries possess both the capacity and the courage to build globally competitive industries that drive Africa's transformation. It embodies the spirit of self-reliance and innovation envisioned in the Africa Union's Agenda 2063 and advances the objectives of African three-continental area by fostering regional value addition, industrial growth, and sustainable economic integration. I reiterate that we will work together, and this facility that I take a lot of pride in to participate in its launch is not just a Ugandan facility. It is an East African facility. The steel that is going to come from here, and we appreciate that God has given us resources, and Uganda happens to have the best steel or iron ore reserves. It is therefore befitting that this factory is established here, not just to serve Uganda, but to serve Kenya, East Africa, and the region at large. We currently import in Kenya close to $850 million of steel from the rest of the world. We would be very happy that that $850 million would be in our region if this factory was to supply steel to Kenya. And I am confident that that is how the future is going to look. Let me also commend you, Mr. President, for agreeing to work with us. The ministers were in Nairobi last week, and I have given them appropriate guidance on the need for Uganda and Kenya, public and private, to jointly own the Kenya Pipeline Company, the company that supplies or provides the pipeline for supply of fuel into our region. The government of Kenya will be divesting up to 65%, and I am happy that Uganda is prepared to co-invest with us, because that Kenya pipeline facility is not just a Kenyan facility. It is a regional facility. Therefore, as the government of Uganda invests in the Kenya Pipeline Company, I want to encourage Ugandans and East Africans to equally invest, because we will make shares available both to public entities, but more importantly, to citizens of our region, so that we can diversify ownership of the facilities that we have in our region. Secondly, Mr. President, let me also reiterate that the joint investment of the pipeline from Eldoret through Kampala to the border with DRC and to Rwanda is an advantage. The government of Kenya, we have given approval for our two governments to work together to co-invest in extending that line, that pipeline, so that it can serve East Africa as we jointly own that facility. And thirdly, Mr. President, in January, we will be launching the extension of the standard gauge railway from Naivasha to Kampala and onward to join the pipeline from Kampala to from Malaba to Kampala and onward to DRC. Again, that investment that we will coordinate the two governments is for us to be able to improve transport and logistics in our region so that we can be better competitive as we seek to be a region that works together. Your Excellency, I am very confident of the progress that we are making as a region. Uganda is the largest destination of goods and services. Last year, we exported close to 120 billion Kenya shillings to this great country. And the bilateral relations between Uganda and Kenya are solid. Let me assure you, Mr. President, that Kenya is going to work with Uganda and other regional partners for the prosperity of this region, to create a much more competitive region, to make sure that we extend the pipeline, to make sure that we co-invest in the pipeline, that we extend the railway. And Mr. President, next week on Friday, I will be launching the dualling of the road from Rironi near Nairobi that will come all the way to Malaba. As you know, Mr. President, today that road is getting slower as traffic increases. And therefore, we have made the strategic decision to create a highway and dual that road so that we can facilitate faster movement of goods, people, and services between Kenya, Uganda, and the rest of the East African hinterland. And so I want to assure you that we are going to work together. And I know people in the journalist space, and it is good I speak about it here, tried to create an impression that Uganda had said something to the effect that they need to access the sea by all means. Let me assure the naysayers that Uganda and Kenya are brothers and sisters, and we do not have time for negative engagement. Uganda is assured of the access to the sea through Kenya, and that is why we are not only extending the pipeline, we are also extending the road, and we are also extending the railway, because we believe that this region needs to move as one. For those who want to engage us in negative talk, we want to tell them, please give us a break. We do not have time for negative talk. We have time for progress. We want to work together to create jobs. We want to work together to attract investment. We want to work together to do investments like the one I see here today, the ones we are doing in Kenya and doing in the rest of this region. We want to connect this region so that we can share prosperity, because poverty cannot be shared. I reiterate Kenya's readiness to continue working hand in hand with Uganda, Rwanda, and all our East African partners to transform today's milestone into tomorrow's prosperity. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for inviting me to participate with you in this great event. And I want to assure you of the people of Kenya's continued friendship, commitment, and working together for the progress of our region. Thank you very much. God bless you.
His Excellency President Ruto and the visiting delegation, Dr. Guru and the other investors, all the leaders and the people of Tororo. Africa has suffered for the last 500 years. First of all,